Good morning, students. Today we are going to begin our class with lesson 6 of Geography, Rocks. Now, what is a rock? A rock can be defined as an aggregate of minerals. What is rock? A rock can be defined as an aggregate of minerals. It has no definite composition. Now, rocks and minerals. Earth is made up of rocks and minerals. The rocks forming the crust of the earth are in solid state. Any mass of harder portion of the earth's crust can be called a rock. They make up most of the solid materials of the lithosphere. A rock can be defined as an aggregate of minerals. It has no definite composition. Most of the rocks are mixtures of various minerals in different proportions. Rocks may be hard or soft. A mineral is a natural occurring substance having a definite chemical composition and physical properties. A rock having a large proportion of a single mineral is called an ore of that mineral. Magnetite, an ore of iron, is an example of such rocks. Mining is an important activity where such ores are found. Now, types of rocks. The crust of the earth is formed by a variety of rocks differing from each other in composition, texture, color, etc. On the basis of the mode of their formation, the rocks can be categorized into three broad groups. The three major types of rocks are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. Each of these broad groups can be further subdivided on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Now, first one is igneous rocks. The term igneous comes from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. Igneous rocks are those which have solidified from the molten material or the lava ejected from the interior of the earth. Due to high temperature in the interior of the earth, the rocks are in a molten state. This molten material is called magma. Magma is ejected from the interior of the earth to the surface through volcanic activity. The volcanic material may be in solid or liquid state. Volcanic material deposited on the surface of the earth is called lava. Igneous rocks are formed through deposition and solidification of volcanic material. Igneous rocks are of thermal origin. Since they were the first rocks to be formed, so igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Igneous rocks are generally hard, have no layers and do not contain fossils. Most of them, besides being crystalline, are impervious. That means water cannot percolate through them, means water cannot enter through them. These rocks are further divided into extrusive rocks, intrusive rocks. Now, extrusive igneous rocks. These are formed when the solidification of lava takes place on the surface of the earth. When the cooling of the magma occurs on the surface, the cooling process takes place rapidly, leading to the formation of small crystals. A typical example of such rocks is basalt. It is very fine grained crystalline rock. The lava emerging on the surface spreads over a large area and such flows of lava form extensive shields. An example of shields made through deposition of basaltic lava is the Deccan Trap region of peninsular India. The black soil found in many parts of peninsular India has been formed after weathering of such rocks. Now, intrusive igneous rocks. These are formed when the magma solidifies below the surface of the earth. When the magma cools below the surface of the earth, the cooling process takes place slowly. Slow cooling allows time for large crystals to form. So, intrusive igneous rocks have large visible crystals. One of the examples of such rock is dolerite. Sometimes the deposition of the magma takes place at a great depth. Such rocks have very large crystals and they are called plutonic rocks. Granite is one of the rocks formed in this manner through solidification of magma at great depths. Igneous rocks formed in this manner may be exposed to the surface due to the denudation. Granite, found in many parts of the peninsular region of India, is an example of such rocks. Now, sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed through consolidation of accumulated sediments deposited in huge depression like sea or lake. The sediments are derived by denudation of the rocks by agents of erosions like rivers, glaciers, winds and waves. These agents of erosion carry the eroded particles of rocks to the huge depressions and deposit them in layers. Such deposited material is called sediment. Sediment contains loose particles of gravel, sand, silt and clay in various proportions. Over a period of time, a significant thickness of sediments accumulates and it gets consolidated or compacted to form hard rocks. The consolidation of sediments take place due to pressure of overlying material and presence of cementing substances like lime. As they are formed through the process of sedimentation, the rocks formed in this manner are called sedimentary rocks. They are also called secondary or derived rocks, as the material is derived from other rocks. These rocks are in fact known by various names, as most of the rock debris is deposited in water bodies. These rocks are called aggregates rock. The process of sedimentation continues for a long time and the sediments are derived from different sources. As a result, these rocks have layers due to which they are given names like stratified or layered rocks. The particles in the sediments get sorted out in the water bodies according to their sizes. Generally, the larger particles from the lower layers while the finer particles from upper layers. This sorting of sediments is also a cause of presence of layers or strata in the rocks formed through sedimentation.